What is going on, guys? Welcome back to DS Asylum. I'm your warden, Dimitri Strine, and today I'm going to be going over the criteria that I have for the I'ma Fix It videos. I don't just like think of some cool idea and then put it into a video. No, I actually have to consider certain things when making these videos. So that's what this video is going to be about. Let's just jump right into it. And the first thing that I always have to consider when making these videos is, can the video make money, or can the idea make money? Can whatever I'm presenting to you through this video make money? Will it make a profit? And yes, I know, companies only care about money, but when it comes to companies, especially gaming companies, with especially like gacha style mobile games, I have to be able to make money off the idea. I can't give you something and lose money for it. That's just not how that's gonna work. Like I can't just give you stuff to make you happy and lose money. But I do still want to make the player base happy, which moves on to number 2. Once we've established that the idea can make a decent amount of money, I then look at, will the player base enjoy it, not just accept it? So I've noticed recently that the player base has become extremely complacent with Dragon Ball Legends. They don't really care about the direction it's going in. Even Bradical, someone like the only person that I actually watch Dragon Ball Legends content from, he has even stated that Dragon Ball Legends is becoming a pay-to-win game. And then in the very next sentence after saying that, he's like, that's just how it is, though. That's just the way it is. That is complacency, because apparently the player base doesn't think they have a voice. Yes, there's a language barrier between, the Bandai and Dimps of Japan, who actually make the decisions, because we all know Bandai Namco America is basically just a porting company at this point. Don't actually make any damn decisions. So everyone is becoming uber complacent with the game, no matter how much shit the game gives us, unless it's extremely time consuming or unless it's on a special level of stupid, like the adventure system or the Zenkai system. The player base just doesn't talk about it. They just don't care. My plan is to make sure that you're not looking at my ideas and saying, oh, whatever, I guess, fine, at least it's something to do. No, you're actually going to enjoy the ideas that I present to you, right? Now that brings us over to number 3. Once we've established that it can make money, and once we've established that the player base will most likely enjoy what I give you, this only affects topics when I talk about either specific units, when I talk about PvP, or when I talk about giving units away for free, or what have you, raising rates, summoning, all of that. And that's, does it line up with the current and future metas? Does it make sense for current and future metas? Right now, I mean, obviously we all know it's a movies and regen meta, basically run by transforming Gohan and Majin 21. Now, when it comes to giving units away for free, I've been having a little back and forth with people on that one. Now made 2 videos about giving LF Goten away for free. And I still firmly believe that it's a good idea, because nowadays, Goten just barely survives in the meta. Because here's the thing, right? People seem to hold LF units to such a high standard. I don't. If you're old and not that good, I don't care what tag you have on you. I don't care if your card says Legends Limited on it or not. If 60% of the game is better than you, your stock should go down, right? You're not going to see me even entertaining the notion of giving away, yellow Gohan away for free. I'm not going to even attempt to entertain the notion of giving LF Vegeta away for free. I'm not going to attempt the notion of giving even LF Vegeta away for free, because whereas he is getting old, he's probably around 8 months old, he still absolutely does compete with the meta. He doesn't just survive in the meta. If his team was backing him up a little bit better, Fusions would be the meta. I still think God Key is the best team in the game if you have the purple God Goku. If you have him and LF Vegeta, I think God Key is the best team in the game. They pretty much are the meta now. It's still a predominantly regen movie and now God Key meta. But I'm not going to entertain giving any of those units away for free. I'm not going to entertain giving, Majin 21 away for free. Not just because she's good, because she just fucking came out. I look at not only how old a unit is, but also how good they are in this meta and how much they will go down in future metas when I try to give units away. That's why I personally do think units like Goten or like the original Super Saiyan 2 Gohan or like, Demon King, the Yellow Demon King Piccolo, these are all units that probably should be free at this point just because they don't really survive in any metas, right? Now, I do mostly talk about PvE because that's the part that has the most problems, right? So, there's no real meta to have to consider when I'm trying to change, the crystal system or trying to change, the events or what have you, stuff in PvE. And truth be told, even when it comes to PvP, I'm not considering the meta that much because changing PvP is just the netcode. It's the player base that makes PvP unbearable. Plus the netcode, obviously. It's got nothing to do with really the units. It's the netcode being shit and then the player base having no sense of variety. So that's the problem with PvP. But in terms of changing units, giving them away for free, I do have to consider what the meta is like. How do these units compete in the meta? How new are these units? Basically, does it make sense to affect certain units in this meta and or in future metas? Now, in terms of, things making sense, we now have to consider everything else, and that's, is it a reasonable change and is it fair for everyone? When it comes to reasonable changes, I've said this before, I can't just release things just to make people happy. One, it has to make money, as I said, but also I can't just like hand out like 50,000 crystals for the sake of doing it. No, that's not a thing that's ever going to happen. You will never receive, more than 10,000 crystals within like a 1 month span from me. No, I still think the player should be limited to about 5 to 6K crystals a month. That's how much people should make free to play. 5 to 6K a month. Right now we make like, you could squeeze out 3K if you don't spend your crystals on anything. Not even daily discounts. You could probably squeeze out 3,000 crystals a month. But so I think it should basically just be, a little bit less than doubled basically. So I have to consider, is, the crystal changes that I'm going to make in the future, is it a reasonable change? Is it fair for everyone? Because here's the thing, pay to win will always have an advantage over free to play. So the amount of crystals that I give away matters not to pay to win players. I don't even consider pay to win players when I make these changes because they will always have an advantage no matter what changes I make. There is nothing I could do to make free-to-play players on the same level as pay-to-win players. Because guess what? Anything a free-to-play player can do, a pay-to-win player can do. But not everything a pay-to-win player can do, a free-to-play player can do. So I don't even consider them when I make these changes. I consider, is the change that I'm making specifically targeted toward pay-to-win? If it is, it gets scrapped. Everything that I do has to benefit free-to-play. Because anything that benefits free-to-play also benefits pay-to-play. So that's basically what I mean in terms of, is it a reasonable change and is it fair for everyone? Now, there are also like little small things depending, like specific topics have other small things that I consider. But the majority, every single thing that I make a video on, I have to consider these 4 things. I must be able to make money. That's the number 1 thing. Number 2 is, will the player base enjoy it? Number 3, if it has to do with a unit or summoning, does it make sense in the meta? And if it doesn't have to do with that, is it a reasonable and fair change for free-to-play players? Because I want to make the game free-to-play friendly. I don't want a pay-to-win game. That's the thing. I do not want to make the game even seem pay-to-win. I want this game to be as free-to-play friendly as possible while still making as much money as possible. But obviously, I know there are going to be people who are like, you just want certain things in the game. That's obviously dumbass. Like, obviously, I want certain things to be in the game, but I'm not just thinking, I don't just think of some random idea in my head and be like, oh yeah, that should be added. No. Because if I went off of everything that I wanted as a fan, first of all, everyone would have like 1,000,000 chrono crystals right now. If I was doing things based on what I want, based solely off of what I want, everyone would have 1,000,000 chrono crystals, and summoning wouldn't even exist. You'd just be able to use your crystals to buy the units. Like there would be no RNG. That's the actual change me personally would make if I was just going off my ideas as a fan. It wouldn't be a fucking gacha game. So I'm not going off of what I want to be in the game. I'm going off of what I think should be in the game from a company perspective, from someone who might work at Dimps. I need to make money, but I also need to make you guys happy, because right now the Legends player base isn't happy. They're just complacent. They're not enjoying the game. They're not hating the game. They're just stagnant. They don't really care anymore because the game's been shit for so long. So that's the point of these videos. That's what I look at in these videos. If you agreed with anything I said, make sure to leave a comment, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see all of you inmates back here at the asylum for the next video. Also, sorry for the late uploads today. For some reason, I woke up I didn't wake up till like 3 o'clock in the afternoon today for some weird reason. It's not even like I went to bed super late either. I went to bed at like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. Yet for some reason I needed 12 fucking hours of sleep when usually I can survive off of 4 to 6. I don't know what fucking happened today, but that's why the uploads are all extra late today. But anyway, like I said, I'm gonna see all you inmates back here at the asylum for the next video. Peace.